Ladies
bet.
and gentlemen, now at this time we have a special piece. We have a Q&A with Mr. Marc Jefferies of Power. So give it up again for Marc Jefferies.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, I want to start the ball rolling, and then I'm out and let you guys take over from there.
Cool.
All right. You played young 50 Cent in Get Rich or Die Trying. Right?
Yeah.
Now, how was that experience? Having the guy who you were supposed to grow into kill you on Power.
I mean that's movies, you know, like.
Was it surreal for you though?
Nah, it wasn't surreal. Just because like, I knew what my character had to go out. Just because of the way they wrote him to be so aggressive, and from the first scene you see him, he's like telling Ghost and all of them that their whole operation doing business with them is over. You know, so like I knew I was gonna have to go out, and I knew that Ghost wasn't gonna be the one to do it just because he killed Roller, so they're not gonna have him kill Roller's brother too. You know, so yeah, but getting killed by Fifth, it was cool. Everybody was cracking on set. 50, how you killing yourself? But you know, it's part of the industry.
By the way, I saw you try to flash your guns just now. You ain't fooling nobody.
Oh no, y'all got mosquitoes out here, man. Y'all mosquitoes got an appetite. They try to bite you through your clothes and yeah.
When you auditioned for Power, did you audition against a lot of upstarts?
I really don't know. Probably, most likely, you know, but I ain't worried about them.
They got the right man.
Yeah, I ain't worried about them.
That's right.
Yeah. But a lot of like name actors audition for Power, but a lot of times they may have someone in mind, but they'll hold on to that person for the ideal character for them. But then it may come up where they feel like, oh, we feel Charlie Murphy could play this character, and they may still have Charlie audition just to like make sure that that's the right fit for him. You know, so I really don't know who auditioned for Q Dubs. Yeah. But we know who got it.
Charlie Murphy do a lot of extra funny behind the scenes.
You said?
Charlie Murphy did he do a lot of extra funny behind the scenes?
I wasn't around when Charlie was shooting, but I know Charlie. Well, I knew Charlie because Eddie is one of my mentors. So, Charlie was a cool dude. He was a real New Yorker, I'll tell you that. He was a real New Yorker. Charlie was edgy. Yeah, he had an edge to him that Eddie don't have, but he's a cool dude. So I'm pretty sure that he was snapping with everybody on set. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
New York, he grew up in.
Where Charlie from? Brooklyn? I think Charlie from Brooklyn or Queens, one of the two. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Since it's like New York, you know, people that played parts from New York.
Huh?
When you said you, 50 Cent, and Charlie Murphy from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Any other actors from New York?
Joseph is he lives in New York. Notorious from Jersey. Angela, she's from New York. A lot of people live from New York. But certain people, like, they'll fly in from LA. But they mostly cast, like, New York actors. Yeah. Yep.
So I understand you started an acting school program to mentor young actors and actresses. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's called MJJ Acting Academy. I actually got some of my students right here. Yeah. I have a few students that was on Power too, like Biscuit. He's one of my old students. Huh? What'd you say? What?
Bison, baby. You know.
But yeah, pretty much. My school was just a way of being able to help train actors to take that next step. You know, I feel like it's easier to have an impact when a person remembers you because you helped them. Teach a man to fish, give a man a fish. You know, so that's really my whole purpose with the school. And also, like in a few years, I want to have it as one of the most established, well-known schools in New York. So pretty soon I'll be back down here and y'all be talking about how I did that. You know, so yeah, but yeah.
So we have Biscuit.
Biscuit was one of my students. He literally 2 weeks, cause he was working on something. and like 2 weeks after his last class, he auditioned for Power and booked it. Yeah, so. Yeah, G. Yup. So, I got a few students on Power, yeah. Yeah, like 3. Yep.
So, working on Power, right? How is working on Power compared to, because you have a very, very resume. You've been working, you look young, you know what I mean? You probably don't know what the secret is, maybe that's my next question. All right, but how did working on Power compare to like other, like roles that you had throughout your career?
I mean, it wasn't really different. I feel the character I played was something that people hadn't really seen from me. But it was no different. Most sets run the same way. When you know 50, you know, of course, it creates a better environment, I guess. But every set I go on, they treat me cool, you know, it's respect because of the work that I've done and the producers or the directors, the work that they've done. So it was smooth sailing. I love shooting in New York, though. That's my thing. When I get to shoot at home, I love that. Yeah, I shot, like 10, 15 blocks from where I grew up. When we shot the first scene in the playground. Yup, so, yeah, it was cool.
So since you've been acting since you've been a month old?
3 weeks old.
3 weeks old?
He was doing print work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought, like, you know, I want to do something else? Or did you say, yeah, this is my niche, I really like this?
Acting was like going to school. It was just part of the process for so long. And since I was doing it since I was young, I wasn't really aware of the fact that I had a career, you know? And then I got to a certain age where I started thinking about other things that I could do, and I got into different facets of different businesses and stuff like that. But acting has always been that thing, you know? So, I mean, I really feel that everybody at some point thinks about things that they could do beyond with their current situation, but I do love it. Yeah, I do love it. I enjoy it. Yeah.
I know you mentioned Eddie Murphy as one of your mentors. Are there any other actors that are like role models for you?
Role models. I mean, there's a lot. I feel like you could learn a lot from everybody. I'm not big on following people's careers necessarily, but I do. There are a lot of people that I do admire what they've done cinematically, and then even more so, I like who they are as a person. So I'll look to certain people that I feel I can learn from. Like Denzel is one of them. Will, take a lot away from Will. Martin Lawrence. Dang, there's a lot, man. I mean, I feel too that when you're looking up to somebody, it's important to look up to somebody that you can actually relate to. Sometimes people choose to emulate or look up to a person where their situation was totally different, you know. So if you're trying to understand mathematics, you don't go and ask somebody that studies history, just because the subject is different. So the outcome is always going to be different. So Eddie started young, Martin started young, Will started young, Denzel started young for Hollywood, you know. So it's like looking up to them and just learning a lot. Yeah. Yep.
It's good you mentioned young. Since you've been an actor for so long, you got acting school. Is it a certain limit where a person at a certain age should not try acting anymore? You know, if they haven't succeeded, just like sports.
I tell people there's grandmothers in movies, there's grandfathers in movies, there's elderly people in movies, you know. So Morgan Freeman is like 70-something and working more now than he did when.
You never act, you just want to start at a certain age.
There's no such thing as being too old. There's no such thing. Like, there are literally people that they get their first role at 60, 70. You know, I just feel like people are comfortable with excuses. So they give themselves reasons why they can't succeed. So like, oh, I'm 55, that's the reason why I haven't gotten anywhere. Like, no, that's not true. That's not the reason. Don't do that, you know, because I know 55-year-olds that have booked a lot of work and they're just breaking into it. So you said you want to say something?
Yeah, it's like
remember my mother, the shyest person you want to meet. Every time she spoke to you, she'd be like, "Oh, Mark, no, not me." Until the picture of you in the park, you were like 2 years old, and I was shooting an ad, and I used my mother. She was in her late 60s. It was her first. Shyest person you want to meet. But that was her first. And I always tell people, that's who they shoot. They shoot people. People is not age. People is picture. Subject. The subject is human. Humans come in all shapes, sizes, colors, ages. So when you have a scene, if he needs a grandmother, he needs a mother, he needs a sister, it can't just be 20-some-year-old people, then makeup and the whole nine. It's person. You person, you person, you person, you person. But what makes it that much more powerful is when you see people with confidence at an age. Confidence that I can do it versus, oh, man, no. And a lot of us are programmed like that versus just open the door or try. You don't try.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because I dealt with that.
May I give it up for my dad? He just got out of Rikers like 2 weeks ago. He learned photography and business in their grad program. Dad, show him your shirt.
From the papers they used to slide in the door.
He got a little shirt, a little Rikers Island shirt with the little. They won like the prison decathlon, right?
That's a true story. I did 12 years for killing like, how many of y'all? 1, 2, 3. 14 people. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't cut jail. I don't even go by to say what's up.
So with that accomplishment, then how would you incorporate, like if I wanted to, I took theater when I was at Howard.
Okay.
But I came out because I got sidetracked with healthcare.
Okay.
So, but if you wanted to go back at a certain age, how do you incorporate your acting, like your acting school, and full-time job that's really demanding? How do you incorporate the two? Like he's just finished red school.
Can I answer that?
So
I get that asked a lot. It's not easy because it's your schedule, and you have to work around your schedule. But most actors have a job elsewhere until they get to the point of, I don't have to rely on that job anymore. One person that comes to mind in particular, y'all watch The Avengers. Y'all know who Marc Ruffalo is? He played the Hulk. He had 600 auditions before he got a yes. Now look at him.
wow.
Is it worth it? Yes. He worked. Mostly everybody do waiter jobs so that they can leave, come and go. But he had a desk job, like so many different jobs. Now he's just one, but I like Marc Ruffalo because his daughter's a fan of Marc. Yeah. So, and I like him as an actor because you look at his body of work, and some of the work he's done, you would never even know that's him because he has so many different looks. And you think of Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's been in the business a long time. A long time. Look at his body of work. And he's a character actor. So is Marc Ruffalo. Look at Jeremy Renner. Look at Don Cheadle. Most actors break. Big breaks don't come until their 30s. Denzel. Look at Denzel Washington.
I say this too. It's like people ask that question. You got a full-time job. How do you do this? How do you do that? It's like, how do you eat? How do you raise a family? How do you how do you do your hobbies or work out? You find time. If it's something that truly matters to you, you'll find the time, you know? And a lot of people misunderstand what training is as an actor. They feel you have to go to a school in order to get better and learn. And that's not the case. Like, you can apply acting training at work. Give yourself a character, be that person for the day. Interact with people you work with, interact with clients, whatever the case is. Go home, have a scene that you get off script with, have your husband or your child or your friend call you, FaceTime you, read it with you face to face. Just get some work in. You know, it's all about keeping the tools sharpened. And that just comes with doing it, repetition. You know, so like, I would just say find that 30 minutes a day where you could put to the side to work on it. you know, and then get in some shorts or independent films, find yourself some good representation, and go for it. Yeah, go for it. We need a little caramel. Caramel. Need a little caramel women back in TV. All the light-skinned chicks taking over everywhere I turn. Getting tired of them, you know? Like,
Thank you.
so,
I think too, when you're black and you want to test out your skills, go to a white neighborhood, get in character, act like you got Tourette's, and call everybody a honky. And I'm saying this because
You gonna get locked up.
we was in Walmart.
Trying to make it to my birthday.
White young guy with Tourette's kept saying nigga, and it seemed like everybody wanted to beat him up. But he had a sign on his back that said Tourette's, and it was so, woo, it was crazy because black people walking by, he just called them niggas because he had Tourette's. He was slamming, he said niggas. He got Tourette's on his back, and he'd call it out. And I know one thing he would do is he would take his students, put them out on the subject, take them out on the streets, and have them portray certain characters. That'll break your being shy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care how or what you think. I'm able to portray it. So when you get in front of a casting director, you introduce yourself, but then you go into character mode. Then everybody understands that that's the character. What better off to be presentable? Hey, how you doing? I'm Marc, so, and then pull off a character that you never ever thought you would be.
G, did you put him on the flyer? Like,
That's right.
this is my Q&A, right? Like, yo, this guy.
That's me right there, the list.
Yo, like,
Well, speaking of characters.
the heck?
Speaking of characters, I know it's good. Do you have a favorite role that you played and why?
A favorite role? I like the character I played on Blue Bloods because it was different. I played like some dude that ran a youth program. What do you call that thing? Oh man, was it an orphanage?
Well, since I ain't on the fly, I ain't telling you.
Yeah, we don't need your help. Yeah, I ran a children's like group home, and I was a very like sophisticated, manipulative dude that was arrogant and had like a superior attitude. And I was utilizing the children in the group home to credit card frauds and to like initiate other kids and rob people and stuff like that. So I like that character. That character was fun. Yeah, I had fun with that one. Yeah, but classy. You know, like, yeah, classy. He wasn't hood at all. I was one of those dudes that I wore a Letterman jacket with glasses and a button-up shirt. You know, so he was sophisticated. Yeah, I like that. I was feeling that one. I want to play a killer, like a psychotic character. Yeah, that's one. I know I'm gonna kill that. Sink my teeth in that one. Yes, ma'am.
So the most challenging role?
The most challenging. I would say my role in Supermodel. It's a movie that came on Netflix. Didn't really get a lot of exposure, but it had a lot of cool people in it. And I played a gay character. And I had to like, one of the things is that you never want to play a character, and when you do it, it offends people. You know, and a lot of times, in a lot of movies, a person's portrayal of a gay character is too flamboyant, and there's a lot of people that aren't like that. You know, so just learning that balance, finding that balance of how to bring a real gay fashion designer, because I was like a fashion designer, to life in a way where it's respected by those that are watching it from a fan standpoint and those that are relating to it, you know? So I would say that was the most difficult one. Yeah.
So it means that you have to hang around people that are in that industry that are similar to your character so that you can kind of learn.
Yeah, you could do that.
And things of that nature and kind of pick up cues.
I channeled somebody. So like study somebody that I knew and use them to build my character off of them. But definitely hanging out with somebody is something you could do to get an idea of where you need to be, and then putting that into the works. Channeling is easier for me because you're just studying a real life person. So how better to bring a real character to the table than to just take a real person and say, this is who I am, you know? So that's the way I did it. But yeah, it was cool. It was definitely cool. It was hard because I was on set with nothing but females. So like, it was hard to not be masculine.
Right.
You know, that was the thing. It's like my character had to feel like one of the girls. So me being on set and I'm performing with Angela Simmons and Cecily and Takara and all of them, and having to be this feminine dude, it was hard to like hide the masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, yeah, it was difficult.
Can we see a little bit of that right now? No.
Chill. Chill.
I just want to see your skills. That's all.
Go watch the movie.
Oh, okay.
All right? Nah, we don't want nothing from you, fam. Just sit there with your camera, fam. Like, just chill. We don't want nothing from you. Nah, what's the date, Dad?
9/10.
You had to hide your masculinity, like while you're around women. Does that mean that you, even on set, I ask this because as a musician, I'm totally myself until I hit the stage.
I'm the same way.
So when you say you have to hide your character, like your real character as opposed to your character, how does that transpose to a movie set? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Like for me, all right, so I have stipulations to playing gay characters, right? I'm like, I can't do no kissing scene. Don't have no dudes hugging on me. That's my stipulation. Everything else is just portrayal. So like on set, I would be myself, and then when it would come time to perform and I would snap into it, sometimes like my real mannerisms was coming through too much. So I have like people say this funny walk where, what they called it on set? A fake brolic walk. That's what they call it. Cause like,
Fake brolic walk.
cause like when I walk, I stand upright. So like when I walk and you watch me from behind, I like sway a little bit. So like on set, I had to get used to certain things and speaking a certain way. So in the scene, and I'm talking to women. So in the scene, and I'm talking to women, I start, like the man start coming out. So they'll be like, Mark, look. I'll be like, I'm doing it again. Hold on, let me see. I'll watch the playback and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, bet, I got you. And then I'll go back into it. You know, just being able to pinpoint certain things. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. I liked it. It was fun.
So did you audition for that role, or how did that role come about?
They originally wanted me for one of the killers. It's a dude in the project in the movie. He's like, let me not call him a killer. He's a thug, and he gets into it with my character Chucky. They wanted me for him. I read the script. I was like, I want to play Chucky, and they were like, you want to play Chucky? Lil C's Lil 50 want to play this dude. I'm like, yeah. So they're like, all right, well, can you like self-tape, show us something? So I'm like, give me a day. So then they gave me a day, and I met back up with the director, and I was just a character. Like, I didn't even read, but I was just a character while I was around him, and he was like, all right, let's do it. You know, so, yeah. Yo.
Do you know a lot of professional actors that start off as extras?
Yeah, that's a little bit of everybody. You know, extra work is a great way to learn how a movie actually works. People don't really understand what being on set is actually like, so they have these little fantasies and crazy ideas about, you know, what it's like to be a working actor. So I tell people it's good for exposure. It's necessary a lot of times to get, you know, your vouchers so you can become part of SAG, which is like the union for actors. But that's the norm. It's a lot of like big name actors that started off as extras.
Okay. You doing it right?
Nah, I don't have the patience for it. Right. Yeah, I don't have the patience for it. It might be something I try one day, but I can't sit there for that long. I got like ADHD. I blame it on my father of a felon. Yeah, so.
question. Have you done most of your acting on film or on stage?
Film. I've done 2 Broadway plays.
Okay.
One with Matthew Broderick and Parker Posey, and then another one, with with Matthew's production. Theater, I do not like, for me personally.
Why is that?
It's too demanding. I don't like repetition. Like, as an actor, I don't like when you have to bring the same thing every day continuously and you can't explore, discover. There's no new lines. And like when you do smaller productions or something, a lot of times the director will allow you to experiment, to find new things, to connect with the character. So every night you can bring something different even though you're bringing the same. But on Broadway, it's like this movie has to be like a DVD. Every time a person comes and watches it, they have to get the same exact experience, you know? So like that level of discipline and it's just not for me. And then it's so time consuming. 8 shows a week, and then on your dark days, when I was still in school, so on my dark days, I still had class and I had no life. But I respect it because it fine tunes. It's a great skill for like fine tuning and sharpening actors. And a lot of today's traditional methods was created based off theater. It wasn't TV and film, you know? So I definitely respect it. I feel that it's important for actors to explore that. But for me, at this point, I don't feel I would go back. And they wanted me to play Simba in Lion King like 6, 7 times.
Yeah.
They contacted me to play Simba. I'm like, man, I ain't playing no Simba. Y'all running on no stage with no
Is that
lead
because
time.
it was an animal or a cartoon, or what was your problem with
I
that?
mean, it's my favorite movie.
It's because y'all want me to run and jump around on the stage like a lion cat for 7 months. And I'm trying to grow and expand as an actor, you know? And it's like, when you're a theater actor, I'm not going to say it's hard to transition into film, but your theater does nothing for your film. You know, if I've done 6 Broadway plays and then now I start doing movies, nobody knows who I am. So all of that work, all of that time did not help my career progress. It just fat my pockets. And for me, I'm about progression, you know? Fortunately, I can focus on what's the next step in my career. So like, Kinky Boots, been on for years. Cats, been on for years. Name one actor in one of their plays. Don't say the trash can.
Nah, Cheetah, what's my man's name? Cheetah, whatever.
It's hard to pronounce.
I can't pronounce his name. But he was Kinky Boots. Actually, he started in the movie Kinky Boots. He did a little bit of, he might have done something on Broadway, but he started in the movie Kinky Boots. But he came from England and as a stage actor. So my question, well, you answered it, was you don't think it added anything to your screen acting. And so, you know, I've heard others say that stage sharpened them for screen.
No, I said that. It sharpens you. You know, I said I feel all actors need to explore it.
To your notoriety.
Exactly. It doesn't do anything for your career as far as like people knowing you, being able to put the face in the name. So you'll be on a show for a year, and when you leave, nobody knows you did that show unless they went and actually saw it. So then now when you're auditioning for movies, and they're like, what have you done? Oh, I was in Kinky Boots.
That's nice.
What else have you done?
Hopefully you didn't wear boots.
I wasn't in no Kinky Boots. Them boots taller than me, man. What you talking about?
You were factory workers.
Yeah, nah, I'm not.
Yeah, but one thing, me managing him from day one, it is a factor. Certain individuals look for theater. Then a lot of big casting directors, they're looking for what you've done theatrically. And theatrically does not include theater. Theatrical, yeah, it's commercial. You have Broadway. They all separated, not segregated, but separated. You have a theatrical not theater. Theater is theater. Theatrical, commercial, Broadway. Are you a comical actor? You're a dramatic actor, dramedy, comedy. It's all across the board. They're not going to look that up on IMDb that you were on Broadway. If you look at IMDb and you know what it stands for, it's the International Management Database.
Movie database.
Movie database. So, I mean, when you do big projects or good projects, you get a chance to entertain the big casting directors. Casting directors, if you watch a big movie, it's Sally Finn, Amy, I'm not going to say their last name because they get bombarded because they do big projects. They're looking for certain individuals that fit a certain bill, and they limit the criteria down to who they're going to see. That's why a lot of people don't get a chance to even get in front of them, because they're looking for a certain human, that certain individual that's been coming through the stream. And it's tough to get to that point, and the way you do it is with a good agent and good push. You need a team. You need a team to push you. You do need a team. If you look at every actor that's out there, that's of subject matter, from The Rock to Don Cheadle to Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie did 8 Mile. He can't act. Hey, Papa Doc. He didn't even rap at the end. But look where it put him. And that landed him over at UTA. And UTA, they rep Sigourney Weaver, Miley Cyrus, Dwayne Johnson, Tyrese Gibson. They had Marc.
Yeah, all right.
That group, that core people. They got Ice Cube now and his production.
They needed a new, younger, leading black face. That's why.
Anthony Mackie, right? Yes. Yeah, that Denzel. Yeah. Mitchell Gossett represented him.
So this is another question for you as a film actor. What do you think about casting directors choosing a lot of British black actors?
Well, they don't. It's not that they choose them, because the casting director don't have no say in anything. It's who's hired. But what it is about British actors is all right. I started traveling abroad a lot in the last 2-3 years, and when you go to a lot of other countries, media is not a big influence. There's not billboards all over the place. It's not commercials all over the place. Actors are not stars like they are here. They watch less TV. So their actors are less influenced by TV. Our actors are very influenced by TV. Almost every actor I know is trying to emulate somebody else. Or they read a script, they automatically think about what character they seen that this relates to. And because of that, they bring the same thing to the table that's already been brought. So they're recycling old work. British actors aren't as influenced. So they're bringing natural performances from what they're creating, and they're not being what do you call it? They're not being influenced by TV. So when they perform, their performances are different. It's a breath of life. Exactly. It's authentic. And that's why they work. They don't do, it's nothing extraordinary. They're very subtle. But it's their understanding or their connection with the character. So when they perform, it blows us out of the water. Well, y'all, I don't know about me. I'll go toe-to-toe with some British actors, man. My students will, too.
This question's a little bit on the throw button, too. My uncle was Max Julian. He did the Mac. He wrote Thomasine the Bushwhacker, which is the first black Western. He wrote Cleopatra Jones, which is the first black female super agent.
Dope.
So, appreciate you. What actor from that era inspires you?
What year was that? Yeah, stop. Why y'all doing that? I just had to make sure. I didn't want to say something stupid like Will Smith. From the 70s. Dang, man. Can it be somebody like before time, kinda?
Sure.
Like a Sidney Poitier?
Yeah.
I feel Sidney is one of those actors where a lot of our great actors, quote unquote, have emulated him. You know, they've brought elements of him to the table. So I feel like his style is still seen in people to this day.
Mr. Tibbs is awesome.
Yeah, you know what it was? It's like, same thing. He didn't oversell. Everything he did, you believe. And it had such intensity without him even trying, you know? And that's the same thing with Denzel. Denzel is very subtle and laid back as an actor, but the intensity that he carries in certain moments is what makes him so strong. I would definitely say Sidney is the one. Yeah. Other than that, I'm not even gonna hold you. I can't even tell you nobody else because I haven't gone back and watched a lot of movies. You know, so there's certain movies that are classics that I've never seen. But yeah, I would say Sidney. What's some other actors from that era?
Bill Cosby.
Richard Pryor.
James Earl Jones, right? James Earl Jones goes back even further.
I only seen him in Conan and Darth Vader, Star Wars.
But James Earl, you know who James Earl Jones, that's Darth Vader.
I just said that.
Yeah.
What was that? That was not Darth. You messing up my childhood right now. What was that?
Luke, I'm your father.
Yeah, all right. You need to stop. Like right now.
Father's been saying.
Yo, G. Yo, you got security? Can you escort him to the car, please? Take your strobe with you, bruh. All that fancy camera stuff, take it with you.
What's the oldest current student you have in your program right now?
Oldest, I got one that's like 40 something.
Monica's old.
Who?
Monica.
Who's Monica? Oh yeah, but Monica White. So you don't know how old she really is. She might be like 30. She look like she like 60. She may be 30. I don't know. That melanin, man. Nah. I was thinking of Wayne. Wayne is up there. Marisol is 50 something.
Really?
Yeah, Marisol is like 52. And then I had one lady. Her name was Andrea. And
nice.
yeah, she was real nice. She was my student for like 3-4 months. She died.
She was really, really.
Yeah,
nice.
she was a sweet lady.
She just needed, like when you talk to her, she just needed security. Like you could do it, and she was progressing in the class. Cause I did her headshots.
Yeah.
And I was telling her, like one thing about me, I've been a professional photographer for 30 years, and I was telling her, as a photographer, when I shoot, I don't waste a lot of time, because I know what the casting directors are looking for. I'm in front of them all the time. And when I shoot direct, and then I have one of the agents take a look at it, let them pick which one would be the best. Mind you, they don't know you from Adam. They're doing me the favor. And so when I shot her, she looked like a new woman, even though it was her. And then all of a sudden, she just...
Yeah, she got sick. She wasn't in class for like a month or two, and then her like nephew sent me a text and was like, I just wanted to let you know Andrea's in the hospital. She had a stroke, and now she's in critical. She got out, and she was home, and then I got another text from him like a week after that. Yeah, Andrea died, and she was like 64, 65. Yeah, she was my oldest student that I had. Yeah. You said what's next? I have a show coming out called The Fifth Borough with a couple of dudes from The Sopranos. Got Blue Bloods, a movie called Spoken Word with Common, Megan, Queen Latifah, and Megan Good. I just had Chocolate City 2 that came out 2 weeks ago on BET. I'm shooting Chocolate City 3 now. I'm on a project now called Raising Darius with the boy from Moonlight. What else? Damn. You said what?
That's a lot of projects.
Oh yeah. Been working. It's other stuff I'm just forgetting. Oh, The Lucky Guy with Angela Simmons.
Jack Nicholson's daughter.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson's daughter. And then a couple of projects that are down the pipe that I haven't started shooting yet. Yeah, so, yep.
Well, we would love to keep you all night. We